Your eyes are misty now, but there's light there to be found. Some sunlit day.
Welcome back to this still unnamed series. Thought I'd let the game take the stage to start off. Start nice and slow, with the ever so lovely sky present. The goal of today is to advance our current gear and kits, enter the nether and see what can be done there. And once more progress the world. I'm going to quickly start with another question that fits the nice mood we have going. This question comes from Katie. It says, what's your favourite film and why? In great detail, please. It seems we have enough to talk about in this video. And before I start, I want to quickly talk about video essays of film and media nowadays, because this is something I want to avoid. All they do for 2 hours is summarise the film. There's no analysis or interpretation, nothing added onto it. It's often just summary with blabber to go with for 2 hours plus. So I try to avoid summarising as I write an Oxford level essay on my favourite films, starting with The Count of Monte Cristo. A quick fact you will learn is I have a preference for books turned to film. I haven't even finished the book, but the film adaptation is great. This is a story by Alexandre Dumas. A story that conveys the peak of betrayal, revenge and redemption. The Count of Monte Cristo is historical fiction that is centered around the 100 Days, which is a period of time where Napoleon Bonaparte returned to France after being exiled to the island of Elba, and reclaims the throne as emperor until being overthrown once more. One of the reasons I enjoy this film so much is due to the specific justices that take place. For context, the main character is about to marry the love of his life and then arrested for a crime he did not commit, sent into a dungeon for 14 years. My father, who went through the same unjust act, he was a black millionaire in the 2000s, and this did not sit well with people, so he was falsely accused and imprisoned. This happened for me at the age of 1-7. He wasn't locked in a dungeon, but learning of what happened as I grew older, for my dad to be taken from my life due to another man's jealousy, the film connected quickly. Invested early, I was eager to see how this unwinnable situation turned out. Now, as I just said unwinnable, if you've not seen the film, this ends in revenge. Edmond Dante, the main character, imprisoned by his own jealous friend, loses 14 years of his life. He turns himself into the Count of Monte Cristo and kills the men who wronged him, but it doesn't feel like a win. He does not return to his love, as the time has passed and changed both their feelings and perspectives. Ultimately, a film with a righteous ending, but it doesn't feel like a win. The closest trope I can compare this to in modern media is when a team or side wins, but loses something or someone in the process. I personally think it's the easiest way to convey that empty win feeling, but it's just done much better with The Count of Monte Cristo. As I mentioned before, I like groups of threes and variety, so I'll cut the first film short to speak about another, which is titled Finding Forrester. Another old film from the early 2000s that once again has elements of relatability. Super smart black kid enrolls at a prestigious writing school with lots of history, surrounded by nothing but white people. I believe he's there on a basketball scholarship, incredibly talented physically and academically. You can understand what the troubles he faces will be. Jamal Wallace, our main character, feels like an outcast everywhere. He hides his intelligence and writing to his friends who prefer to play sports, go out, and not have as much interest in school as he does. And when he finds like-minded people in his new school, the same happens. He's black, so he's already different. For a really quick summary, I know what I said before, the story focuses on the relationship of this old retired man and Jamal, who coincidentally meet. Jamal finds friendship/mentorship quickly in the man, and in this unique relationship they share, they both gain much out of it. The emphasis put on the film is finding yourself, finding your place, and even if you don't fit in, just keep doing what you love. That was a shorter one, so for the last I'll pick a more niche and different style film. Children of the Sea, a really open-ended and free story. I really like this film because of the nautical and ocean focus. My favourite animal is a blue whale, for the reason of their emotions. These whales have a song they perform for the purpose of mating and migrating. Through song they can produce a complex range of vocalizations, often at a very low frequency. The blue whale acoustic repertoire has two main sound types: songs which consist of a variety of regular, repeated, relatively long units, downswept D calls that are produced at an irregular D set. Song units, each lasting about 15 to 20 seconds, can be produced as singular calls or combined into phrases that, when repeated, form bouts of song. Calls are produced by both sexes and are thought to be used as contact calls between groups of two or more whales. The connection these whales feel through song is said to be deeper than what humans can ever attain. The emotional depth is incredible and makes them such fascinating forms of life. The film Children of the Sea has great detail and showings of sea life, and the way I'm describing it, you may think this is a documentary or has no people. For another quick summary, there are three main characters: a girl who lives near the sea, who is also an outcast, and two boys who are raised by sea animals. The two boys live in an aquarium and have peculiar talents and features. The phrase that comes to mind to encapsulate this film is "to be one with the sea." I really like this film for the knowledge it shares and the progression these characters go through. I don't think you need to be a fanatic of sea life to enjoy either. This is something any of you can watch, and I love the style of animation that this is drawn in, but I've heard that this has put people off. I'd recommend this one the most out of the three I mentioned to watch. I hope this answer was satisfactory and in enough detail. I did summarise slightly and went off on tangents, specifically about whales. Also, that film was released in 2019, one of the more newer films I've watched. I've also watched Superman, that came out this year, and that was a really good version of the character. I enjoyed that also. Going back to the game, from my experience of the Nether, if two mobs appear at the same time, I would die. Wither skeletons would rip me apart, and pairs of blazes like I'd seen, I'd rather avoid. I was really looking forward to the Nether in particular, and you'll see when we dive further. And as writing this, a new film has been confirmed for 2026. This is a game adaptation, and I'm looking really forward to it. The film is Super Mario Galaxy. I love this game, and the sequel. Played on the Wii as a young Wii lad, and I've even thought to do a video with it as background footage or just something similar like this. I will likely play it again and will be watching. I took my brother and his friends to see the first Mario film, not fully interested to fast forward to the end where I was fully devoted and invested and loving the references. Nintendo and Mario is what I grew up on, so I look forward to seeing that film. Also, I don't like the word movie. Some will know, some won't. I use the word movie in proper sentences or when it's correct to use in titles and writing, but I always opt for the word film. Our next question comes from Julie, which is, do you feel truly safe and seen by us? In connotations, the noobs / the Tewn. You have vaguely answered them before, but I want descriptive answers. No, I don't. I feel comfortable, and as I've mentioned prior, I'm undergoing drastic change. To start with some heavy truth and opening up. I was a pathological liar. It was really bad and something I thought I would take to the grave. Over the years I've dimmed down on the lies and often opted for fibs and white lies for a mere joke. I've not told a serious intended lie to deceive someone for a while, but the case would be I would do so very, very often in the past. The reason I've mentioned this is because I've always had a double front put up, a false sense of comfort where people think I am being open, and safe to hide the deepest scars and secrets. I feel safe and can rely on the majority of my friends, but to be seen, when I've put so many false and altered versions of myself out there. I also dislike the more I am becoming of my online self. I've always separated my digital persona and real life demeanour to where it would be the antithesis of one another. Now I'm more merged and have some resistance to it. Before, I would intentionally be loud, rude and humorous and play a huge character online. Now I've just grown up and become more of myself online, such as how you see me speak of myself now, literally online. This would have never happened in the past, and it seems I'm just unifying all areas and aspects of me. So to get back to the question, I've been putting up some resistance, but with time, I will be content with who I am to the people of the online world and be comfortable enough to be seen. Something I want to mention from the topic about change is something I think specifically men need, and that is to be friends with women. Such a simple thing for people, but such a challenge for incels. To date, I am close friends with 6 women. I believe it's a crucial balance to a man's life and how they will interact with society. I can definitely account my change to these 6 people. Few of those who will see this, most of them who don't actually know I do this hobby. It's only a one-way value as well. I don't think women need it as much as men do, especially in the time we are now. I forget how much influence that Andrew Tate era had and how it sprung like 60% plus of the Western boy to man ideology into. Quick jump back into the game. I was so fearful for the area I was in. I searched it up and it's literally called the Deep Dark Biome. I'm very cautious here because if a warden spawns in, the series ends. To speak some more about what I'm passionate about the next one you all love and know me for, is my strong, everlasting hatred for AI, specifically generative AI. Let's start with a breakdown about AI. This has been in use for 30 plus years. Has been helping cancer research via Google's AI to detect breast cancer for decades. In games you have Finite State Machine, which is FMS, which is a decision-making algorithm for bots or the AI to interact in your video game. Even upscaling AI used by Nvidia and other companies. This has been a thing for decades and it's not been an issue until the past few years. The curse that is generative AI, before even going on to the jobs and redundancies caused by this. The silly little prompts you write on a computer that you may think is harmless. This uses natural resources and heavy server usage, which uses water and is responsible for carbon emission. Online, I've seen people affected by AI unable to have drinking water due to its usage. It's a burden, a shortcut to remove creativity and the process which is art and even thinking. People who aren't artists now have the audacity to say they drew or made something using AI. And the people who configured ChatGPT and prompted AI models to be their friend or their counselor. There was a recent case where a man killed his mother and self due to the influence of an AI model who told the man his mother was lying to him and poisoned his head, which has resulted in the death of his own family. Safe to say, I'll always be on this side when it comes to AI. It's disheartening to see. 3 episodes in and around 6 to 7 hours played, condensed into less than an hour for you guys to see. I got some diamond armor made and did some fishing for like 2 hours just to get some experience. So next episode we're looking at getting what we need from the nether, getting our enchanted diamond armor, and coming so ever closer to the end. Thank you for watching and listening to my opinions and thoughts. I hope to do a better job next time conveying my thoughts. See you in the next episode of this unnamed series. Thank you.